Writing about entrepreneurs for more than 20 years. I'm a contributing editor at Inc. I started at Inc. magazine, which many of you may know as we call it the Handbook of the American Entrepreneur. It's the premier magazine for entrepreneurs in America. I started with them in 1983. And things were a lot different back then. It seems to me that when I started working for Inc., that if you were a small business person and you were able to come up with a great new product or service, that you pretty much had a decent chance of success. I think all that has changed. I think in today's incredibly competitive environment, which I would just give you a footnote, I think that what I'm going to be talking about American entrepreneurs, but I do think that they face the same challenges and difficulties that you face as Canadian entrepreneurs. The competitive environment has changed. Today's environment not only demands, it assumes that you've got a great product or service, it demands that you execute business strategy expertly. It demands that you have not only a great product or service, but that you have a great company. So what do I mean by that? I want to start by reading you a quote from one of the women who's in my book, Trish Carter at Dancing Deer Bakery. Many people call me for advice on how to start or run a food company. I always try to talk them out of it because it's so often the case that they pursue the business for love of the food, but they are wiped out by the reality of producing and selling it. Anyone can make a great cookie. It's all the rest of what it takes to build a team and deliver a great quality product 52 weeks a year while staying profitable. That's challenging. And I'll just repeat that last part of the quote. Anyone can make a great cookie. Substitute anything you want. Anyone can make a great dress. Anybody can sell insurance. Anybody can create new software. It's all the rest of what it takes to deliver a great quality product 52 weeks a year while staying profitable. That's challenging. So on the one side, you have the product or service, and over here you have the company behind it, the engine behind that great product or service. And I can't help you with the product or service. You know that better than anybody else. But what I can do is give you some ideas about how to create a great company. And business strategy is really what's behind creating a great company. Business strategy has always been important, but it's even more important now than it ever has been. And there are a few reasons for that. First of all, consumers are more demanding and fickle than ever before. And I have my own theory for why that is. I think it's because we're all so sick of bad service. I don't know about you in Canada, but in America we have a service crisis. And if you don't believe that, I encourage you to actually check out something called the National Customer Rage Survey. There actually is such a thing. It's done by an organization called the Customer Care Alliance in Virginia. They survey about 1,000 consumers every year on their worst customer service problems. And the last time they did the survey, they surveyed these people, and 73% said they were extremely or very upset with a customer service issue in the past year. 59% said they would never do business with the company again. 57% said they got nothing for their trouble, not even I'm sorry or it won't happen again. And 85% told other people about the incident. We all do this, right? How many people talk when they're angry, when they have a bad customer service issue? I mean, I do, and you'll see that later on, actually. Secondly, consolidation is breeding huge competitors. Well, we see this most obviously in the retail business, where the Walmarts and Home Depots of the world bigfooting little companies out of the marketplace, but it's happening in all sectors, in manufacturing and financial services and real estate. If it's not happening in your industry, it will be soon. Thirdly, technology allows big competitors to look small and small competitors to look big. Now, of course, when I buy on Amazon or Netflix, if I buy a book or rent a movie, they're going to come back to me and they're going to make recommendations based upon the last thing I read or the last movie I saw. It feels very intimate. I mean, they don't know me from Adam, but it feels extraordinarily personal. The converse to that is that anybody, any small business person who has a spare bedroom and a broadband connection and a fairly decent-looking website can compete against you because they can make themselves look a whole lot bigger than they really are. Fourth, the marketplace is saturated with more goods and services than ever before. You know, when I was a kid and I bought orange juice, it was Minute Maid or Tropicana. And now it's Do I want the pulp? Do I want the no pulp? Do I want vitamin C? Do I want antioxidant? The choices are amazing. And still when I buy the orange juice, I manage to buy the wrong thing because my daughter would actually like the vitamin C and calcium with a medium amount of pulp, not a huge amount of pulp. So you really can't win. And I feel like I have a little personal experience with this as well because when Alpha Dogs was, a few months before Alpha Dogs was getting ready to come out, I visited Book Expo 2005. And this is at the Javits Center in New York City. Has anybody ever been to the Javits? It's a huge it's enormous, right? And so I go to the Javits, and as a reader, my first reaction is, wow, look at all these books, this is great. And then I suddenly realized, wait a minute, I am also a writer of a book, and oh my gosh, look at all these books, this is my competition. How am I ever going to make myself heard in this noisy marketplace? And we all face this today. Last of all, younger, more sophisticated competitors are raising the bar. Now, in the States, there are now 400 endowed chairs for entrepreneurship professors at American colleges and universities. This means, this is unprecedented. It's 70% increase over the past 6 years. This means we've got young people going to college with the express purpose of becoming entrepreneurs. This is huge. It's never happened before. Back when I was going to college, if you said you wanted to be an entrepreneur, it meant my dad has a business and I think I'm going to go work for him after I graduate. I mean, it was the default career. Now it's a career of choice. I don't think you have the exact same situation in Canada, but I'm telling you, you will. Because young people are sick and tired of pitching their stars to big corporations that lay them off and downsize and get involved in corporate scandals. Entrepreneurship is very hot in the States. If it's not hot here already for young people in their 20s, it's going to be. All right, so what do we do about this increasingly competitive environment? You've got to do, nothing is not an option. You've got to do something because if you don't get better, you're going to get beaten, without a doubt. So in Alpha Dogs, I talk about 8 strategies. Seduce your customers, convert your employees into true believers, transform with technology, stake a hometown claim, which is about using a specific location to brand your business around, innovate the mundane, which is about how you can innovate any product, even a sock, market your brand inside out, build a village, which is about partnerships and alliances, and embrace reinvention, which simply means that when you're done with those other things, you go back and do them again, because business is never static.